Because the Ndugurgundas you see here have created an atmosphere. Their sacrifices, the lives they missed. They missed most of their youthhood, you know. They were in the bush. They were in exile, running in the diaspora, looking to save this country. And the achievements they've registered, the peace we've gotten as a country, to the extent that now we export peace. You know, we young people here, we take these things for granted. You know? But I know there are some from Kisoro. You must be looking across the border. Over 5,000 refugees near every day entering into Kisoro. You know? Now we are exporting peace to South Sudan, to DRC, Central African Republic, but these are things our generation are taking for granted because we never had such a situations in our lives. Now, a time when the Ndugurgundas, I'm very sure that the time they wedded, you had to lobby and get a special permission to have soda for drinking on your wedding. But now, you doctors, you're telling us that soda is bad for our health. You know, sugar is bad. That time you had to line up for sugar. So this government has created an atmosphere for you to survive on your own. But also looking at some of the things we don't even think about. When the NRM government, you young people, when the NRM government came to power, the life expectancy was 48 years. Now we are going to 69 years. You know? Because of the policies, because of the sacrifices made by people like Ndugurugunda, now you're able to live longer. The infant mortality rate, you know, kids were dying, but now immunization alone. Now we've even started immunization for malaria for children of 1 to 2 years. I hope parents, you go back, you support that move, because immunization has helped us to save lives of our young people. So you don't have any reason for failing. But if your intention is to go grumbling, there will always be a reason for grumbling. Say, I don't have a job, I don't have anything. I'm here, I'm a very good example. I'm now number 5 in the hierarchy of government. I had no connection here to lobby for me. No one. I didn't have any political godfather. I washed my hands. I had to go to the Rugundas. And I said, I'm here, I'm clean. I want to serve. Please support me. They assessed and supported me. But now for you, if you go smelling alcohol, smelling cigarettes, with now you have these earpods. You're bouncing with balance, dancing hozambe. Yeah, if that's what is driving you, that's a route. We have also a very safe route for you of going to clubs, bars. You can walk on foot at 4 a.m. and you're very safe. But if you are purpose-driven, you're going to transform this country, you're going to transform yourselves, you're going to transform your families, and you're going to transform King Caesar University. I congratulate you.
Wow, 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 wow. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as great performers takes back.
Medical areas have reduced on their funding. Most of these countries which have been giving are now looking inward. So we must put up the socks, and I'm happy to note that the government of His Excellency, the President, has now invested more. It might not be sufficient for now, but it's a good beginning. It's a good gesture. So we should build on it, and King Caesar University, you should be preparing yourselves to competitively look at that funding and see how best you can benefit. To the lecturers, I challenge you. It's only in Africa. Most of where you find a lecturer is receiving 100% of their salary from the university and the investors. When I was a member of the University Council at Makerere for over 10 years, I visited all these top universities from Harvard, Stanford, Michigan State University, Washington State University. I engaged with their leadership. You find the university, they come and negotiate with the professor, and the professor is going to be earning maybe $100,000. The university will pay $40,000, and the professor must bring in the balance out of the money you bring in from research projects and all that. Then you get your salary. Now, that makes people to innovate. Because we don't want to be a university of just teaching. Then that's a primary school, that's a secondary school. That how many hours have I taught? No. We want to know which groundbreaking research have you made? You know? How many people have you mentored to become professors? Otherwise, how will you develop your own? So as a university, as we look into staff development, I urge the staff to grow, to invest more in groundbreaking research, to be mentors, and that's the only way we shall have a very lasting impact on society as an academic institution. For graduates, I know you might be asking yourselves now, after here, because you see you've been depending, you told your parents, no, sell your land, sell your goats, take me to school. Yes, now they need you to pay back by looking after them. So you might be saying, what am I going to do? What next? You know, I think it is prudent for me to refer you to the Gospel of John in the Bible, since we are an institution that is based on religious values and respects the religious values. And we have a chairman council who narrowly missed being a priest in Dr. Baryomunsi. He's our preacher in Parliament. So, and when I was a member of cabinet, you know, he was a preacher of cabinet. So he's very, very good on the Bible. So, in the Bible, Gospel of John, this story which is common to all of you, where a crowd of 5,000 people was hungry and there was nothing to feed them. Only one boy, who is not even mentioned, the name is not mentioned, only one boy had 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And that's what you could offer for 5,000 people. Imagine now you say you're hungry and we say we just have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Yeah? It was even like laughable. But that was the beginning. That's what Jesus got and turned into one of the greatest miracles in the Bible for us believers. And fed 5,000 people, and they had a balance. So it tells you the story of small beginnings, like King Caesar mentioned. Just small beginnings, you know? Small beginnings. Because now, most of you, especially those who are going to graduate in medicine, you're going to become moving hospitals in your villages. And you'll be hospitals 24/7. In the village, you're a doctor, we own you. You're a hospital, we shall be. If I get headache, we shall run to a doctor. We don't mind whether you have medicine, whether you have diagnostic machines. You're a moving doctor, you're a moving hospital. So use your talents, use that knowledge you've acquired here, turn it into opportunities, not only for yourselves, but for others. That's the only way you will have impact. And this will only succeed if you're driven by empathy, if you are driven by purpose, if you are driven by kindness, by discipline. So, you don't have any reason for failing, But if your intention is to go grumbling, there will always be a reason for grumbling. Say, I don't have a job, I don't have anything. I'm here, I'm a very good example. I'm now number 5 in the hierarchy of government. I had no connection here to rob for me. No one. I didn't have any political godfather. I washed my hands. I had to go to the Rugundas. And I said, I'm here, I'm clean. I want to serve. Please support me. They assessed and supported me. But now for you, if you go smelling alcohol, smelling cigarettes, with now you have these earpods. You're bouncing with balance, dancing hozambe. Yeah, if that's what is driving you, that's a route. We have also a very safe route for you of going to clubs, bars. You can walk on foot at 4 a.m. and you're very safe. But if you are purpose-driven, you're going to transform this country, you're going to transform yourselves, you're going to transform your families, and you're going to transform King Caesar University. I congratulate you.